Still Sandra Ezekwesili, and you're still listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's Wednesday, so you know it's time for the glass ceiling. What should you know about PCOS? PCOS is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. It's a medical condition that affects a lot of women of reproductive age. On the glass ceiling, we put a spotlight on solutions, right, to the obstacles and challenges that women face every day. And those challenges are not just political or economic or social, they're also medical, like PCOS. But there's hope. There's a hope for women who are dealing with PCOS. There's a hope for women who are prone to PCOS. There's a lot that can be done in terms of both early detection and treatment. And joining me to provide that hope is a gynecologist who is also the managing director of Nordica Fertility Center. He's been on the show before, Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. Welcome to the glass ceiling this time on Hard Facts.
Thank you so very much for having me.
I said welcome back because, like I said, he's been with us before. And when he was here, we talked about endometriosis. I recommend that you listen to that interview we had with him. It's available on our website, nigeriainfo.fm. We're also streaming this conversation live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. If you have questions about PCOS, and I'm sure that you do, you have questions about detection, about treatment, about management, go ahead and give us a call on 0700-993-993. Now, we talked about this the first time in February on this show, but September is PCOS Awareness Month. So for those who are hearing the word for the first time today, or the term for the first time today, what is it? What is PCOS?
Thank you so much. Like you said, and the name suggests, poly means many. So cyst, collection of water, many collection of water around the ovary, So, but this is probably one of the commonest hormonal problems that women face in their reproductive age group. But the thing is that it doesn't just end there. You were saying that it's not only political or economic problems that women can face, but really and truly, there's some things that can affect them throughout life. And polycystic ovarian syndrome is one of them, especially when not detected and treated, because it can lead to heart diseases, it can lead to diabetes in later life. And so the importance of diagnosis cannot be overemphasized.
So it can go undetected? That's what you're saying?
Oh, sure. Many years ago, it was once in a while that we were recognizing this. But, the good thing is that the scan machines have improved over the last couple of years, and so the resolution have improved, and therefore it probably is one of the first pointers, because maybe sometimes even leading to overdiagnosis, because sometimes some people just see many cysts on the ovary at ultrasound scan and they say, oh, you have PCOS. But most of the time that's not true, because as we go on, you will see that you need more than one finding to diagnose polycystic ovarian syndrome.
What causes it?
Well, that's $1 million question. Because we're really not sure. We know, but we know some risk factors.
Okay.
Or heredity is number one. Okay. If your first degree family member has polycystic ovarian syndrome.
When you say first degree, what do you mean?
That means your mother, your sister, has polycystic ovaries, you're probably at risk. Okay. But we know also that there's some things that what we call, insulin resistance. Well, insulin is the hormone produced by the pancreas, which we use to break down sugar. So if you eat sugar, what happens? Your sugar level goes up. But because your pancreas is functioning very well, you just drive it into the cells. Okay. And that's what is missing in people who have diabetes. Their pancreas no longer work very well, so blood sugar goes up. Now, but there's some other group of people where the pancreas is working well, but because of the body has this like a resistance to the insulin, so the insulin doesn't work well. It's there, but what the body perceives is that we don't have
the work.
Exactly. So what the body does is to produce more. For why this happens in this group of women, we do not know. Okay. But what now happens is that these women now have higher level of hormones especially the male hormone, which is stimulated by insulin. So that's what causes polycystic ovarian syndrome in this group of women.
I think it's interesting that a lot of the diseases that affect women, there's always a lot of I don't know. You know, when you talk to the medical professionals, when will people start knowing? When are we going to have more research targeted at women's health so that we can know a bit more about causes?
Sandra, I think I disagree with you. It's not only diseases affecting women. Generally, there's so many things that we still don't know. All right, we know how to treat probably, but we don't know why.
What causes
exactly? For instance, okay, that's also a woman's problem. But cancer, we don't know.
That one. Okay, so what are the symptoms? So we've said that they can be hard to detect. How do you detect something that is hard to detect?
Seriously, it's not that they're hard to detect. It's just that it's where your mind is that your eyes can't even see what you see. Okay, I think for a very long time, we thought, just like endometriosis, that some things were just not with us. Okay, so the symptoms of polycystic ovaries are very common, actually. The first thing is your menses, because we said your hormone, the male hormone in this kind of women is higher. So they tend to have irregular menstruation.
Okay.
Okay. And typically, either is very, the period in between, the duration between one period to the other is longer than normal. A woman would normally have 28 days plus or minus 7 days cycle. So when it's very short, 21 days. When it's very long, 35 days. So if it is longer than 35 days, then you start suspecting. Because typically, majority of these women will have maybe less than 9 cycles in a year. And then when they bleed also, they tend to bleed very heavily. And it's not far-fetched, because it's like the endometrium, which is what you shed, is built. I mean, it's overbuilt in these people.
You know, you're not shedding a lot.
Exactly.
So all the extra baggage, when you shed it, it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be very heavy, or it's going to be for a longer period of time. So it's not unusual for them to bleed for 7-10 days, you know, and this is usually not regular. So the other thing that we might see in them, because of these male hormones, is that they might have, here's where normally women don't have. Either they have facial hair, or they have hairs on their bodies,
on their chest,
you know. So, or they have very severe acne, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Or they have male baldness, male pattern baldness.
Okay.
So those are some of the things that show that, okay, the male hormone might be a little bit higher in this group of women. And then the third thing is the finding of polycystic ovaries on ultrasound. And for you to make a diagnosis, you need 2 out of these 3 to be present. So you cannot just have only one. That's why I say sometimes we are over-diagnosing, because we just do, all we do is scan.
Just do the scan, so
and
it's
then,
there.
Polycystic ovaries. No, but you have to at least have one other symptom in order for you to qualify.
If you just tuned in, hello to you, good evening. You're listening to The Glass Ceiling on Hard Facts. And on The Glass Ceiling, we talk about solutions. We spotlight solutions to the obstacles and challenges that women face every day. On the show today, we're talking about a medical problem that women face, and we're talking solutions to that particular medical problem. I've got on the show with me a gynecologist who is the managing director of Nordica Fertility Center, Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. He's talking to me today about PCOS. What do you need to know about it? What questions do you have about PCOS? He's answering us. He's first of all talked about what PCOS is. He's talked about what causes it. And now we're talking about the symptoms. If you've got questions, go ahead and call 0700-993-993. That's the number to call. WhatsApp is available as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. I love that Dr. Jai says you have to have 2 out of 3 at least before you can say, oh, she definitely has PCOS. In what ways does PCOS affect quality of life for women?
Wonderful. First thing, when you're not ovulating regularly, you're prone to infertility. So you might be having challenges getting pregnant. Okay. The other thing is that you can be predisposed to either having diabetes, either in later life or when you get pregnant. Okay. Blood pressure can go up either in later life or when you get pregnant. Okay. But also, you could be prone to depression because of the hormones that are always
fluctuating.
Exactly. So
Right.
you could be because about 50% of them will be obese. So you could also have what we call sleep apneas. You know, and then some of them also will, because of this, they can be bleeding abnormally, and also because of the what we call on a post estrogen action. You know, that's why they are not ovulating regularly. The estrogen level really acts longer than normal, and so they might also be disposed to having uterine cancers in later life.
Okay.
So those are some of the things that you can result from having
PCOS,
especially when you is not diagnosed, or sometimes when you do not treat it.
Why is it so prevalent?
Well, I guess it's that's also a very important question, because the answer is that we don't know. But but because it's a hormonal thing, so it's just like sometimes nature also has some issues, and that's where we need to help it.
Okay, I've got a question here from Chooks. Chook says, my wife has a brown discharge after her ovulation, and he wants to know what it could be.
It will be difficult for me to say, but I think if it's giving you concerns, please see a doctor, because discharge, probably they have to culture, whatever, look at the nature, and probably examine the wife. So I think this is something I should take to the doctor.
See a doctor first. Okay. I have to ask, we often hear PCOS being talked about in relation to black women, right? Is there a higher prevalence among black women, or do the symptoms just manifest differently for black women?
Well, really and truly, women are not. There is nothing that suggests that black women are more predisposed to this. Actually, we might even think it might be even commoner in Mediterranean women than even black women, especially because of the excessive hair growth sometimes that you see. But also we know that in a particular part of Nigeria, we see excessive hair growth among women. But I must say that is not always due to polycystic ovarian.
Because I was going to ask that. You have among Igbo women, you have a lot of Igbo women who have like facial hair. So is it more prevalent with the Igbo women, or, is there no way to tell except there's like extensive research?
There has to be extensive. It looks like, but you see, you know what I said, that you need more than one.
Yes. 2 out of 3, yeah.
To be able to, so we need to be able to see another one, not just the hair growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How is it diagnosed?
Okay, thank you. The diagnosis starts from the history. So you need to be able to illustrate some of these things that we're talking about. The woman is sitting in front of you, she's telling you her menstrual cycles are not regular. Okay, that makes your antenna to go up. And then sometimes you are already seeing hairs in unusual places, just like we said now. That also makes your antenna to go up. And then, so if that kind of woman that is very hairy, as it were, tells you that at the same time that her menses are irregular, then that makes you to know that this is likely to be polycystic ovaries. And sometimes you have to also, most of the time, do a scan to be able to make a diagnosis of this. But in some other climes also, there are some things that they also want to screen. For example, screening for sleep apnea, screening for depression in these women. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. In some places, they screen for all of those things to help make a definite finding. Okay. Well, we've got someone on WhatsApp who's asking what the symptoms are to look out for. What are the symptoms to look out for to know whether or not a woman is ovulating regularly?
Okay, we call some things presumptive signs of ovulation. Maybe we'll start from the history to start with.
Okay.
If your menses is regular, you are very likely to be ovulating.
Is it possible to have a menses without ovulation?
Impossible. That is easy.
Okay. So if you're having your menses every month, it's very likely that you're ovulating every month.
Ovulating. Yeah, very likely. But
okay.
But if it's now irregular, that's another thing. So you might not be ovulating.
How irregular is irregular? Let's say this month I see my period, next month I don't, but the third month I do, fourth month I don't. Is that something to worry about?
Don't forget we established something that the normal menses is 28 plus or minus 7.
Yes.
So
sometimes it can pass a month.
Yeah, that's 35 is more than a
month. Yes.
So if it can be 32, it can be 34, that's still normal.
You know, when we're doing biology in secondary school, they said 28 days.
Average.
Average. No, they said 28 days. So a lot of women grow up hearing 28 days. Yep. So when your period has delayed by like 2 days, 3 days, you start panicking, especially if you're sexually active.
Exactly.
You know, but if you're not, you're not panicking.
Especially if you're sexually active when you should not be.
There's also that one. You know? So I think there's a lot of misconceptions around periods, and that's also another area that I want to go into eventually, so that more and more women understand that your period isn't late if it's delayed by 7 days. It's still normal for it to be within that 7 days range. Am I right?
Exactly. You're right. Perfect. You know, because also we get a lot of phone calls, just like you said. Oh, doctor, my period is irregular, and you ask, and that's why the doctor will always ask you.
Say, when was the last one?
When was the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, can you remember the one before that? Oh, what about the one before? It's just trying to see
the trends.
The trend.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm so grateful that there are all these apps nowadays that help you keep track.
Exactly.
Like they even chart your trend for you. So you're like, oh, okay. So 21 days sometimes. So what makes it 21 days sometimes?
Yeah, well, we know that when there's a part of the cycle that is constant. The second one is not constant. I mean, the after ovulation, the corpus luteum, that's what is formed. What the egg that ovulated forms. It's usually, that's a constant part of the cycle. But the one that leads to that might change. So it's not impossible for you to have 21 days. Have 23, for you to have,
And when you do have 21 days, it's not abnormal.
Nope, it's not. It's just that your fertile period might shift a little bit.
So you're like, oh no, I never reach fertile period. No, I don't get belly.
Yeah, you don't get belly. That is the problem sometimes with people who use safe period.
Yes.
It's a curved ball.
We've got a message here. Is it true that some women don't ovulate every month? I think we've addressed that.
Exactly.
Olayinka from Ikorodu wants to find out if there are any findings as it relates to the syndrome being prevalent in Sub-Sahara more than other climes. No? Okay. Anonymous here says, my wife has been having irregular menstrual flow for the past 72 days. We've had no flow. She's scared, leaving me helpless and with no action since we are done with childbearing. I'm suggesting it's menopausal as she's 44, but she's adamant. Is PCOS a concern? Is the irregular a worry or just premenopausal? Do we need to worry?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If she's 44, the average
72 days, no period.
Yeah, if they don't want more children, I think they should start celebrating. It's fun when finally your wife...
You're done.
You are done and your wife hits menopause. It's real fun. Then you don't have to...
You don't have to start taking injection and taking pills. And when's the safe period? When's the safe window?
All the time is safe.
So you're saying that you don't think they have anything to worry about?
No, I don't think. Especially if they do a pregnancy test is negative. No problems.
Do you think they need to see a doctor?
Well, now these days that you can do a pregnancy test even at home, and she's 44. Do your pregnancy test. If it's negative, continue to cruise.
Dr. Jai is killing me. We've got a message here. Okay, the topic is not irregular menstruation, but thank you for taking us there. Someone is asking, can fibroid make women to have irregular menstruation? I have a small growth on my neck region. My neck always hurt me. Please work. You're not a woman. This is a conversation for women. And also, I think you just need to go and see a doctor.
He's a jealous man.
You need to go and see a doctor first. But yes, back to the question about fibroids and irregular periods.
Yeah, well, it can, but what fibroids leads to actually is that you bleed more frequently. Not that it's irregular in the sense that it's still irregular, but it's not that it's season. It's that you bleed more frequently because
PCOS seizes it.
Seizes it.
Okay. Well, we've got a break coming up. Do we have information to share with Lagos? Feta? Oh, that's not Feta. Oh, my bad. Okay. We've got so many questions on WhatsApp and people are calling as well. They want to talk to the doctor, but not to worry, Lagos. We'll take a very short break. When we come back from this very, very short break, you can ask all your questions. If you just tuned in, hello to you. I've got Dr. Abayomi Ajayi on the show with me. He's a gynecologist. He's the managing director of Nordica Fertility Center, and today we are discussing polycystic ovarian syndrome, aka PCOS. You have to be serious before you have an AKA. And that's what this is. It a disease? Is it a condition? What's the best way to describe it?
Well, it's a disorder.
A disorder. Okay. So that's what this disorder is. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's something that affects women. And today is glass ceiling day. It's 4 p.m. You know we're talking about it. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Ezekwesili everywhere. Don't go away, Lagos.
Stay one step ahead with the latest news and trending conversations here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Don't tell people you've added weight. Why are you losing weight?
Yeah.
Eating. No, it's not your business.
That money, the pass is good. That finally.
We should be patient and pray to God that God is going to answer our prayer.
Please, this is not all about prayer. It's not like Nigerian mentality. It's about finding happiness in your own. You pray.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
24-month warranty. You get 24 months warranty when you buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max, 13 Pro, 13, or 13 Mini from verified Apple authorized reseller stores in Nigeria. You also get a one-time 6-month accidental screen or liquid damage cover for your iPhone. Offer available at iConnect and Spar stores in Nigeria. Visit iNigeria.org for more info. Terms and conditions apply.
Believe and win big. Experience the wonder of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar with Coca-Cola. Buy any Coca-Cola product with a white cap. Check the code under the cap and dial *8014*1*code hash to participate for free. You could win an all-expense paid trip to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. There's also 250 million naira in airtime to be won instantly. T's and C's apply. Coca-Cola, official partner of the FIFA World Cup. This promo is approved by the FCCPC.
Imagine if the world revolved around you and you could do anything, like even make this ad go faster.
I'm going to buy my first car this year.
Or maybe slower.
I'm going to buy my first car.
Or even turn it to music.
I'm gonna buy my first car this year.
Or maybe just leave it as it is.
I'm going to buy my first car this year.
Yup, that feeling is second to none. And the best part is, you decide the pace. Set the pace for a great life with a reliable trading partner that makes the world revolve around you. Download the OctaFX trading app now. OctaFX, focused on your goal.
Football is back. Goals are back. Banter is back. That edge of your seat feeling is back. Because big winnings are back on BetKing with boosted odds, cash outs to celebrate your wins early, and accumulator bonus on your selections. What are you waiting for? Bet on BetKing.com and get the football feeling back.
That feeling? That's BetKing.
To secure my future in real estate.
Oh yes, invest in your
your child today. Give them a head start for the future with the Adron Homes Young Landlord Sales Offer. Enjoy 30% discount on a full plot of land, plus a flexible payment plan of up to 24 months when you subscribe. And there's more. As a young landlord, your child gets educational and stationery giveaways such as school bags, study furniture sets, lunch box sets, educational tablets, or a shopping voucher during this sales offer. The Young Landlord Sales Offer is available for all our estates nationwide. For inquiries, call
080-232-36621 or 080-228-46321.
Terms and conditions apply. Adron Homes, making the incredible affordable.
24 months warranty. You get 24 months warranty when you buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max, 13 Pro, 13, or 13 Mini from verified Apple authorized reseller stores in Nigeria. You also get a one-time 6-month accidental screen or liquid damage cover for your iPhone. Offer available at iConnect and Spar stores in Nigeria. Visit iNigeria.org for more info. Terms and conditions apply.
Rolling in 2, lights, camera, sound, action.
It's here. MTN 5G, it's here. The MTN wonder.
No.
The wonder of
No.
This is how your line is supposed to go.
The wonder of MTN 5G has arrived, and it's time for you to be a part of it. All you have to do is pre-order your own 5G router for 50,000 naira only. Visit www.mtn.ng/5G-router. Follow the instructions there and start your 5G life right now.
Do you have a system in place that earns you daily, weekly, or monthly passive income? If not, you need to hear this. If your money-making activity is designed in such a way that you need to be physically present before you earn, it would only take a short while before you go broke. There has never been a better time to secure and grow your finances than now. Be in control. Learn how you can put your money to work to earn consistent daily, weekly, and monthly passive income from our financial growth plan, exploring the largest financial market in the world today. Join us at our weekly OMP Group Seminar every Saturday at Protea Hotel by Marriott Ikeja Select Alausa, Lagos by 11 a.m. prompt, where we will show you how our system is helping hundreds of people to compress time and achieve their personal income goals. For seat reservations, WhatsApp the word PROFIT to 0802-942-9667. That is 0802-942-9667.
Get 70% off.
Say what? 70%?
Everyone loves massive discount because it either helps them save money or get more from their budget. But sadly, every day isn't Christmas. Unless like me, you've got to have the higher thermocool Gen Power Inverter Air Conditioner that helps me save 70% on my electricity consumption. I even enjoy multiple ACs when I'm on Gen. That's less bills and more comfort every single day. So, what will you do with your 70% saving?
Get the higher thermocool Gen Power Inverter Air Conditioner. That's a whopping 70% electricity saver. That's less bills, more comfort. Higher thermocool, always there for you.
My customer, I beg give me golden penny 400 grams midi pack. Now spaghetti my children want chop this night.
Madam Sabinus, which one be 400 gram midi pack?
Introducing Golden Penny Pasta new 400 gram midi pack with same quality. Golden Penny Pasta. Enjoy it your way.
This October, Business in Jakarta, Pleasure in Bali. Join the Nigerian Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Collaboration with Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, for the Nigerian Indonesian Investment and Trade Forum in Indonesia. Date 17 to 27 October 2022. Registration covers visa fees, flight ticket, hotel accommodation 8 nights, airport transfers, complimentary breakfast. Who should attend? Businessmen and women, government officials, manufacturers, financial institutions, tourists, investors, members of chambers, distributors, retailers. Contact 081-8223-7726 or 081-6760-2292. Admin at NigerianIndonesianChamber.com. Terms and conditions apply. You are invited.
Barman, give everybody one bottle for my head.
Tuale for Waxy money.
Waxy money!
Yes, so now Waxy bet the runner. Now make everybody they call me Waxy Money. Since when I entered the website www.waxybet.com. Now so I register, place my bet. Now they send me 250% welcome bonus. You self log on to www.waxybet.com. Now be
your money.
Remember, say betting now for 18 years and above.
We are back. We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is the glass ceiling on Hard Facts.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. What should you know about PCOS? PCOS is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. Dr. Bayomi Ajayi is a gynecologist. He's on the show with me answering my questions, answering yours as well. He's the managing director of Nordica Facility Center. By the way, Dr. Ajayi just told me while we're off air that Nordica's first baby turns 18 today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
Makes you feel like Abraham. Father of many nations.
Okay, but back to PCOS. We were talking about testing and diagnosis before we went on the break. Now, are there specialists for testing and diagnosing PCOS here in Lagos?
Oh yes, almost every gynecologist can test and
can figure it out.
Yeah, and treat. The most important thing is just for you to have it in your head that what you're looking at. And I think right now, especially because of the wonderful resolution of scanners now, especially now that we're doing transvaginal probe all the time, so it's so easy to pick up at least on scan. Even so, if you have missed your history, you can go back to your history and work from the answer to the question if you like.
And when a diagnosis is made, what are the treatment options?
Well, I think, the first thing is that it depends on what you want to treat. Okay, what is the concern of the patient at that point in time? Okay, but there's some things that are like general. For example, weight loss with polycystic ovarian syndrome, you cannot go wrong because majority of them, symptoms will improve, especially those who are obese. Symptoms will improve if they lose about 5-10% of their body weight. Majority of some of the symptoms will improve. Now, but now if you're not seeing your menses regularly, depends on who. Is it somebody that just wants to see the menses or someone that wants to have a baby? Okay, because if all you just want to do is see your menses, that means what we're just going to be doing is supplying the hormone that is deficient.
That helps you.
Yeah, that's deficient. So you start seeing your menses again. But if
I start seeing my menses again, doesn't that automatically mean I'll have a baby? Because it then means I'm ovulating regularly.
Yeah, but don't forget one other thing, that it takes two to tango. Okay. So even if you are ovulating from here till if the other party is not good, you might still have a challenge. So sometimes some of the things that we emphasize to people who have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay. That we can't treat only one person. If you are thinking of pregnancy, we need to know what is happening with the other guy as well. Okay. So the semen analysis is always
important.
Very important.
Okay.
And so if infertility is the issue, then we should now at that point be inducing ovulation, not just making you see
your period.
So
I see.
That is the difference between those two. But sometimes also it's that the hair growth that is bothering such a person. There's also drugs that can be used
to remove the hair.
And sometimes electrolysis might also help sometimes.
Okay.
So it depends on what exactly
what the patient wants
is battling with at that point.
Okay, so if I have PCOS, I can come and say, what I want to get out of my treatment is I don't want the hair on my face or my chest anymore. Feta can come and say I want to be seeing my period regularly.
Exactly.
Yinka can come and say I want to have a baby. So for different patients, it's different things.
Exactly.
Okay, we've got questions. Let me take some of them. Lagos, remember you can ask your questions by giving us a call 0700-993-993. Call us on Skype as well, Nigeria Info FM. That's if you're abroad. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. What questions do you have about PCOS, about detection, about treatment, about management. We've got this message that says, Sandra, my wife is 46 years old. She has not seen her period for almost 2 years now, and we still want to have children. What can we do? Can she still conceive if she seeks medical treatment? This person wants us to share your phone number with him. Peter from Aja with that message. Sir Peter from Aja with that message.
Well, at 46, the chances are that it's menopause that we're dealing with here. But can a woman who has reached menopause have babies? Yes, but will probably require IVF. Okay, and so, yeah, we can have a chat if the person wants us to have a chat. Why not?
Okay. So should I share a number with them?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Your assistant is going to...
My number is an open secret.
Okay. Please just get his number so I can send it to this gentleman here. Sandra, what about a woman whose period was red like 2 months back, but last month and this month it's light and not flowing, just spotting?
Well, it's a little bit different from what we're discussing.
True.
But that also means that, see, anytime you are not at ease with your period, see a doctor. See a doctor. Yeah, because there's some other things that might have happened.
Maybe your diet.
Before now.
Maybe stress.
And sometimes also...
other things.
Yeah, let's just put the summary as it.
So see a doctor.
Exactly, see a doctor.
Okay. I've got this message here also asking for your number and address. Okay. All the people that want number and address, I will share it with you on WhatsApp. I menstruated last April. Since then, I haven't seen my menses. I did a test and a scan. They said it's ovarian cyst. The doctor said I'm ovulating inside. Few days ago, I noticed a milky color heavy discharge. What could cause it? I want babies. I want to be seeing my period regularly. I'm 40.
Okay. That also is one thing I might not be able to answer straight off, because we say premature menopause before 40. Once you are 40, you can hit menopause. So it's important for me not to scare the person. That
can only happen if you see the person.
Exactly. So that we'll see why are you not seeing your period, and then we'll take you from there.
Okay.
Some tests might be necessary as well.
Okay. I'm going to need someone to come and help me and type out the number, because go that way. Go use that other system there. Thank you very much. We've got this message here. Dr. Jai says that ovulation always occurs for people who menstruate regularly. Then what does it mean when a hormonal test result for someone who is TTC says an ovulatory cycle? Cindy with that message there.
Yeah. Well, in medicine, there is nothing like always. I never said always. I said you are
more likely.
Very likely.
Yes, they're very careful with their words. They're like lawyers, but for your body.
So we never say always in medicine, and we never say never. So yes, it's likely. That's what I said. But if it says you are anovulatory, and your menses is like clockwork, not likely, but if that's what your hormones say, and the lab is a lab that you can trust, then you need to do something about it. Age is always one thing that we need. Before we can make any say anything, the age is so important, because if this person that is talking to me is 45, for example, it's a different ball game. But if she's 25 or 35, it's also a different ball game. So you might have to see the doctor.
See a doctor. Yeah. Wumi from Yaba says, are ovarian cysts do ovarian cysts cause very short periods, less than 21-day cycles?
Actually, they are likely to cause prolonged period, rather than that you don't see your menses frequently, because it's like you are still secreting hormones as if you have ovulated. So it's not likely that it will be shorter periods. So, but ovarian cysts, we always talk about ovarian cysts, whether they are physiological, that's normal, or pathological. So sometimes what you see as an ovarian cyst is better than you see a gynecologist, because It could be something that will always be there and is growing. You know, so it's good that once you have an ovarian cyst, in the first place, it's not every ovarian cyst that you need to worry about.
Okay.
Some are physiological, they're normal.
Okay.
They will go.
Okay.
But some are pathological. The thing is to be able to differentiate between the two. That's why you need a doctor.
Okay. I've got a message here that says, I gave birth since December last year. I'm currently breastfeeding, but I have not seen my period. I met a doctor, but I was told it could be because of breastfeeding. Should I have anything to worry about?
Well, the only thing that you might worry about is that you might have another baby pretty soon. if you're not using it. Because it gives you these 4 cells of security.
Yes, it does.
And you could just ovulate in between and then you have intercourse. So if you know, December till now, that's like how many months? 9 months, thereabout. Then you better be using a form of contraception if you know you don't want
to have another baby.
She
says, is hair loss a symptom of PCOS? How does PCOS how does a PCOS diagnosed patient conceive?
Oh, okay. Wonderful. We said baldness.
So male pattern baldness.
Male pattern baldness
right.
is the symptom of. There are many reasons why a woman might lose her hair. So it's not only polycystic ovaries, but male pattern baldness is what we're talking about. But if a woman who has polycystic ovaries wants to get pregnant, and that's what I was trying to say initially, the first thing is that you must have a good assessment, comprehensive assessment of both you and your partner.
That's right.
So that whilst we're trying to induce ovulation in you, also there might be a problem with the other chap too. So that can be taken together at once. Or we can provide a solution that will cut across. Because sometimes you see that the man's sperm count is almost 0. And then
the woman is going everywhere looking for solution.
What are you inducing ovulation for? Do you understand?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So that's probably they need IVF straight off.
We've got a message from Oluwato Singh who says, my wife is on family planning, which makes her not to have regular menstruation. Her BP goes up. I want to know if this is normal.
What kind of family planning is that?
I don't know. Oluwato Singh will have to tell us a bit more.
Yeah, because it might just, if it is hormonal, then please, you have to see the doctor, because that's not a good one. But is she on medication for BP? Because the two might not be related at all. If a woman is on IUCD, her BP is going up. The two are not related because IUCD is not hormonal. It's like a gate man keeping the bad guys out. So if your BP is up, then you should be using medication. The two are not together.
Related.
So, yeah.
Well, someone sent me a test result for his wife. I don't know how to handle that. We can't start looking at it and making a diagnosis live on air. My regulators don't permit that, but I would recommend that you actually go to a hospital and have that looked at. Joshua says, my wife is not having menstruation for some time now because of family planning injection. Hope nothing to worry about. I think maybe we need to do an episode about like family planning options,
I would not be the guy to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm always looking for pregnancy. I never prevent pregnancy.
I'll find someone to talk about it with me. Someone here says, I was diagnosed of PCOS for 10 years now. I've been trying to conceive for 5 years. I've tried everything, including IVF. LH is higher than FSH. Give me your advice because I don't tire. I had one ovary taken out because of ovarian cyst.
In the first place, I don't know why one ovary should be taken out anyway, but it is what it is. So we go from here. I think you need to see an experienced IVF practitioner. I don't know what our age is, but sometimes what we do for some of these patients, sometimes, especially when you have only one ovary, is that we might have to, especially if you are advanced in age or advancing in age, we might have to pull embryos together in different cycles so that you have a better chance of conception. That means we might be doing what we call freezing of the embryos.
Okay.
So you need a clinic that is very experienced
Mhm.
with that. So
Mhm.
for such a patient, I don't think it's every clinic that she can attend. She needs to, as we say, shine her eyes.
Shine her eyes. Okay. We've got so many messages. This one says, what's the solution to a woman who is not seeing her period for over 2 years? How reasonable is IVF for such a woman who's saying in Surulere? Well, there's a lot of information that is not contained in this message, Hussein. So, for instance, how old is she? Has she seen a doctor before? What's the reason she hasn't seen her period for 2 years? Has she been pregnant? There's so many questions.
Yep. But one thing I can say is that as long as a woman has a uterus, she can have IVF.
Okay.
But we know also that even if you don't have a uterus, you can have IVF. So
okay.
But it depends on what's. It's just, there's so many things. It's a long list. It's a long menu for IVF. You can pick and choose.
We have a man asking us why his wife is always refusing him, and I'm like, why are you asking us that question?
Go to your priest.
Why are you asking us that question? What's it concern us? Sorry, that was your own family matter. We've got a message.
Shake body.
We've got a message here from Joyce. Joyce says, Joyce, yes. The doctor says you need to see a gynecologist about this because she was the one that was asking about when she last menstruated in April. She says that since then she hasn't menstruated. She says that she did a test and a scan. They said ovarian cyst. The doctor said she's ovulating inside. She said that she also noticed a milky color, heavy discharge. So she's the one that talked about that. And she's asking if she needs to see a gynecologist, that she doesn't want to know what to do next.
Yes, see a gynecologist. There's nothing like you're ovulating inside. It's either you're ovulating or you're not ovulating. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Angela says, please, since last year my period started being irregular. I saw it in September last year. It stopped till April this year. Since then, I've not seen it again. I'm having waist pain that runs down to my legs. I'm 49 years old, a mother of 6. That's your answer, Abby. Okay.
See your doctor.
Oh my God. All right, we've got this message here. Wow, we've taken it deep into fertility now. Someone says, how can a man with obstructive azoospermia, did I pronounce that correctly,
sure.
impregnate his wife?
Well, you will need IVF. If it's, because azoospermia means there is no sperm in the ejaculate. So you need help with that. There is a procedure we do where we can go to the testes and bring out the sperm. And once it's obstructive, it's likely that we'll be able to get sperm from the testes, and then we can use that.
Do something about it. We've got a 42-year-old man who wants to marry a 44-year-old woman who's asking, should he go ahead and marry because he's scared of menopause? Well, that's not what we're discussing right now. It sounds like you need like Ada on the overnight show. Ada on the overnight show does like the love and relationship stuff. So listen to her today and call her and tell her this is your problem. She'll fix it one time. But I have a question before I let you go, because we're out of time. Completely out. Oh my God, where did the time go? We're out of time. But I have to ask, so PCOS, it's not curable?
No. It's how you're wired. So you can only just
manage it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. All right. What are the possible outcomes for treatment of POS? Because I know PCOS, Sarah, say POS, PCOS. I know that a lot of women who are listening to me right now have heard about the fertility bit, for instance. Their hearts are now racing, So what are the hopes there? What are the outcomes there?
Well, if, as a fertility doctor, probably one of the best problems that you can have, best is in apostrophe open and close. It's when it's ovulatory problems, which polycystic ovaries is. The problem is that most of the time it doesn't come all alone. If it comes all alone, you don't need IVF. I just need to prescribe some drugs for you, and you'll forever be grateful to me. You bring 5 more patients.
Dr. Bayomi Ajayi is a gynecologist and also the managing director of Nordica Fertility Center. Thank you so much for joining us on the glass ceiling today. And thank you for answering all the questions from Lagos. We will continue to talk about women's health for the next foreseeable future. There are so many aspects of women's health that I want to touch on the glass ceiling. So stick with me, kid. There's so many places we can go. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, let's talk about artisans. Do you have a nightmare artisan story? Lagos, that my welder that I told you about last week. Hey, he don't read, oh. He don't read. Don't go away.
Information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening.
I know we've been talking about PCOS, but in other news, do you know that there are over 3.2 million people who are internally displaced in Nigeria? These are men, women, and children who have fled their homes because of conflict, violence, and banditry. But they found safety in IDP camps, but they've lost everything they own. These people need shelter, food, and livelihoods to rebuild their lives. We Nigerians have to take action and support our fellow displaced Nigerians. UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, is the lead organization on the ground, providing life-saving support to IDPs. IDP is internally displaced persons. You can also help UNHCR reach more IDP families by donating today. And there are two ways you can do that. There's two ways you can actually help to support vulnerable IDPs in Nigeria. You can donate to UNHCR, and to do that, or if you want to do that, all you have to do is visit donate.unhcr.org/Africa. Donate.unhcr.org/Africa. Or if you want to do a direct bank transfer, you can send it to UNHCR Special Account. That's the account name. The account number is 000-270-6104. 000-270-6104. I'll take it again. 000-270-6104 to Standard Chartered Bank. Do not forget the account name is UNHCR Special Account. Thank you.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Get 70% off.
Say what? 70%? Everyone loves massive discount because it either helps them save money or get more from their budget. But sadly, every day isn't Christmas. Unless like me, you've got to have the higher thermal Gen Power Inverter Air Conditioner that helps me save 70% on my electricity consumption. I even enjoy multiple ACs when I'm on Gen. That's less bills and more comfort every single day. So, what will you do with your 70% saving?
Get the higher thermal Gen Power Inverter Air Conditioner. That's a whopping 70% electricity saver. That's less bills, more comfort. Higher thermal, always there for you.
Imagine a life with zero worries. Imagine a world where you're relaxed and free, where all your dreams
With Pay Financial, you have zero worries when it's time to pay your bills, rent, school fees, and vacation. We'll be here making it easy for you.
Visit our website www.pagefinancials.com or call 017007243. Page Financials, taking you further.
Guy, what's going on?
You know my dilemma with my phone now.
You call that one phone. So why are you so happy?
I got tired of hiding the phone. So I went to the Samsung store to see what I can afford. Samsung has a plan called Flex Pay that allows you to pay as low as 3,000 Naira for any Samsung device of your choice and complete payment over a period of 3 to 12 months. I sharply picked a 6-month payment plan and I got a Galaxy A23.
This is a machine. You have been dulling yourself, oh? Find Samsung Flex Pay and own your device right away without breaking your pocket. Terms and conditions apply. Hurry now while stock lasts.
Rolling in 2, lights, camera, sound, action.
It's here. MTN 5G, it's here. The MTN wonder.
No,
the wonder of
No. This is how your line is supposed to go.
The wonder of MTN 5G has arrived, and it's time for you to be a part of it. All you have to do is pre-order your own 5G router for 50,000 Naira only. Visit www.mtn.ng/5G-router. Follow the instructions there and start your 5G life right now.
Austin, my God.
My brother.
See as customers full your shop remain. No be the same time me and you open shop. Oh boy, I beg. Cut soap for me now.
Cut soap ke? My soap na Grobies o.
Grobies? Na name of soap be that?
Grobies na package from Keystone Bank wey dey support small businesses dem to grow.
How now?
Grobies go sama you with better business and financial advice. Business loan wey get low interest rate dem, plus you go get free pass to their free SME Academy, zero maintenance fee and boku like that.
Na better soap be this Grobies o.
Where you dey rush go?
I dey go get my own Grobies account from Keystone Bank to make my own business begin grow.
Visit the nearest Keystone Bank to get started. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
Make you believe I will plenty. You sef fit follow enjoy the wonderment of the FIFA World Cup for Qatar with Coca-Cola. Sama any Coca-Cola product wey get white cover, check under the counter. You go see simple code, dial star 8014 star 1 star code hash to join. Make you sef get chance jollificate for free. You fit win a with all expense paid trip to the FIFA World Cup for Qatar. Hey! Even 250 million naira gidigba airtime also dey to win instanta. Terms and conditions dey sha o. Coca-Cola na the official partner of the FIFA World Cup. Na FCCPC approve this promo.
Babe, that girl dey use something. Which kind something be that? Check am now. See how she dey always dey smile. I know wetin she dey use. And she dey use am 2 times a day. Peruse me her secrets. ABZ na the secret. Close up get antibacterial zinc. ABZ wey go give you 3 times more protection, 3 times more freshness, pass your normal toothpaste. Chai! Everybody must hear am. Yes, so. New Close Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the protection, triple the freshness.
Have your say in what we say.
You always make good points.
We talk the talk, and walk the walk. We are 99.3.
You talk, we listen.
Nigeria Info.
It's 5 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
On the headlines this hour, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State calls for the resignation of Yochia Ayu as the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. Federal Road Safety Corps says the Lagos-Shagamu Expressway has been reopened to the free flow of traffic. Supreme Court is set to decide the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ebonyi State, while several residents of Port Harcourt groan as the petrol scarcity persists. Governor Ayade of Cross River locks out hundreds of workers from Government House Office for being late to work. Mozambican police detained 29 youths allegedly traveling to join the militants operating in the gas-rich northern Cabo Delgado province. Newly sworn-in Kenya President William Ruto appoints his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta as peace envoy to Ethiopia and the Great Lakes region. And Queen Elizabeth lies in state in Westminster Hall, where hundreds of thousands of people are expected to file past her coffin in the coming days. Those are the headlines. It's back to Hard Facts with Sandra.
Thank you very much, Vaughn, for taking us around the world in 2 minutes or less. I'm bringing you back to Hard Facts. Now let's bring you something that I absolutely adore on this show.
If you earn a living, you probably own a business, work for one, or want to start one. Business is central to your life. But do most business shows really speak to you?
Today on the show, the $1 billion valuation of
Balogun and Broad does. Let's talk about the stock market and Alaba market. Let's talk about share IPOs and diesel supply LPOs. Let's talk about Broad Street.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange recorded an all-time high of...
And Balogun Street.
The maximum I was spent on fuel to and fro was 4,000.
On Balogun and Broad, Wednesdays at 5.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Do you have a nightmare artisan story? This is the realest business show on radio. On Balogun and Broad, we talk about how the issues in the news affects businesses of all sizes and the people who work for these businesses. We started talking about artisans last week. I told you my nightmare artisan story. My furniture maker. Thanks to her and thanks to my belief in her, I ended up with no furniture in my house for a couple of weeks. I gave away my old stuff on the day she promised to bring my new chairs. You remember that story, huh? For Lagos. Lagos. I have a second nightmare artisan story. This one is ongoing. As I'm talking to you right now, we're still on the matter. Now the case will they settle. Now the case will they judge for my compound. Welders. My landlord called welders to fix our tank stand. You know how some weeks back, a water tank fell on a house and killed some children. So one of my neighbors asked our landlord to make sure that the tank stand is okay. It really should have been a very quick job, very quick something, fortify the stand. But the welders told the landlord, "Oh, Oga, this tank, it go come down. The tank stand is so bad, it's so rotten. We need to change the leg, we need to change the platform." Okay. To do the work, they needed to shut off our water. At first, they told us that the work will take 2 to 3 days max. And because they said that, all of us agreed 2 to 3 days max. If they had told us it would take longer, I would have told them, wait, make I go and leave. That way I can pack out and go and relax somewhere. Because it's not me that came to suffer. But because they said 2 or 3